What's going on, people? Welcome to Conversation with Haych, the how-to series, a series where we speak to some amazing people doing some amazing things, and we give you, the viewers, some encouragement and advice on particular topics. The topic today is how to gain and maintain success whilst maintaining your sanity. And we have with us today an amazing influencer, activist, comedian, podcast host, writer. He used to be uploading consistently at 6 p.m., with his sketches and all of that. Now we see him doing ads, we hear him on TV, we see him everywhere. He's the go-getter, the success story, the Jamaican-born, now earning English bread, formerly known as Sideman, also known as David Wiley. How you doing today, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good. I can only imagine how tired you are at the moment.
Nah, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'd be lying if I'm all right. I'm at the stage in my career now where I can rest a little.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. But for those who don't know who you are, give us a brief intro on who David Wiley is.
David Wiley is first and foremost a child of God.
Mm-hmm.
And career-wise, I am a presenter, comedian, all the things that you said.
Yeah.
Hailing from Birmingham by way of Jamaica. I started doing comedy sketches online, and then I got into presenting and hosting and all of these different things, and now I'm diversifying my portfolio of things that I do regularly. So it's come to marketing and advertising, and I'm currently in the process of writing a book and all different kinds of things. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how you became successful, and what's the driving force to continue being as successful as you are, and or even more successful than you are at the moment.
Okay, so how I became successful is that I applied not only my abilities in terms of my talents, whether in comedy or comedic writing, but I also applied business acumen in marketing. So I did media and business in college, and I realized that it was the marriage of both that was necessary in order to gain success in a more formulaic way, in a more methodological way, in the sense that it's not hoping that things will work out, it's making sure that they do. And it's not hoping a video goes viral or hoping things, pop off. It's more so purposely marketing yourself, because I started to understand that I'm a product and I need to market myself in a certain way. So, okay, I know the type of sketches that will go viral, but some of the content would be too vulgar. I can't do that because I want to have advertisers. I want to work with brands. So I have to do stuff that, even if it doesn't get as much views, still allows me to be perceived in a certain way by corporate entities. And so I applied those methods to it. I applied marketing to it. I put my money where my mouth is, paying to get posted by blog pages and things of that nature until I build up a following. And then I started doing adverts. But when I started doing adverts for even local companies and like maybe local musicians, I made sure that my adverts looked like adverts. So my adverts were adverts because my adverts were letting advertisers know that I know how to advertise. And so everything that I was doing was like CV building. And that's how I looked at my content and social media platform as something that where I'm showing somebody what I can do and what I can bring to the table, and that it can be professional.
That's good. One of the things that you discussed and you kind of said was you put your money where your mouth was. And I can only imagine in those early parts of your career, and what you were the journey that you kind of foresaw for yourself in the future, those early parts, I can only imagine how like disheartening it might have been, like just to get to that point of, okay, I see where I want to go. I see kind of the vision, but like certain things might not have worked out. Did you ever feel like certain things weren't really working out as you probably saw them in the beginning?
Yeah. Definitely. There's always going to be those points where you feel like things aren't working out, but I had made myself a promise when I first started that I'm going to just work for the first 5 years and I won't look up until the 5 years is done.
Wow.
So whether things are going good, whether things are going bad, I will not look up. As in, I will not assess. I will not say, is this worth it or not? I will not ask myself questions of, am I going to do something else, or what am I going to do? Or if this isn't working out, I'll just keep going. I won't stop until 5 years. After 5 years, then I'll reassess. It's been 5 years now and I'm okay. now. You know what I'm saying? So I never contemplated quitting or contemplated stopping at any of those points. Also, I had good money management. So I started working at Londis before I fully launched into this, and I never quit my job until I felt financially stable enough and felt like I was making money and felt like I had monetized my career outside of my work. And so I never spent lavishly. I saved my money. I made sure I was always financially stable. So that allowed me to have the ability to not worry too much or be too downtrodden. I'm not a person to spend my money down to the last pound. You know what I mean? Like if I don't have the money to do it, then I just won't do it, and I'll wait until I can. So,
That makes a lot of sense. One of the reasons why I contacted you is because you put out a video and you talked about you kind of giving advice to other people and, you know, wanting them to be successful. You could see, you know, the potential in this person, but the person or the people weren't really taking on, you know, the advice you were giving them, you know, building as you could kind of see it would happen. What do you believe holds people back from fulfilling their potential and being successful?
It can be a number of things. It can be that they can't see it. They can't see that far down the road, so that the vision isn't that clear for them. And the thing is, that person can have talent, but if they don't have vision, then they won't employ that talent, especially for long enough to see the vision through. It can also be that their character just doesn't lend itself to consistency and determination. And things in life get in the way and distract or discourage them. It's not that I haven't gone through anything since I've started my career. I've gone through many things, many changes in my personal and professional life, but I just keep going because I've cultivated the mindset to do that. And not everybody has that mindset, and it takes the mindset first. And you will always watch a steady decline of somebody if they do not have the mindset to keep going and the foresight to have vision.
Are there times as successful as you've been, are there times where you have to, you know, be kept grounded or keep yourself grounded? Even though obviously you in a different way, obviously you as, you know, Sideman, the podcast host, or this person or that person with the 300,000+ followers on Instagram or whatever it might be. Is there times where you have to keep yourself grounded? And if so, I'm guessing there will be. How do you keep yourself grounded?
My parents are a great source of keeping me grounded because they are never gassed by my success ever.
You're just David in the yard when you
And I see my parents quite regularly because I attend my parents' church, which I do every Sunday, so I see them all the time. And I see them outside of that anyway, and they call me and stuff like that. And they are far more concerned about my moral wealth than my material wealth. And so I don't get as much questions about my career as much as I get questions about my character. And so that's always been a source of humbling for me. But also the idea of humility for a lot of people, I think, is incorrect. Because humility doesn't mean that you look at yourself as less than you are. It means you look at yourself as you are. So to some people, they would probably wouldn't categorize me as humble because I don't deny my achievements, and I pat myself on the back whenever I feel like I need to, so that I don't need others to do it. And so I do have a sense of pride in my accomplishments, but also at the same time, I don't overestimate what those accomplishments mean in the grand scheme of things. Because one of the questions you asked me earlier is, how do I stay motivated to get even more success? And I'm happy to get more success, but I'm also happy if I don't get more success. Right now, building my character is my primary focus. I want to be a better person than I was the day before, because it just brings you peace. Because you get successful and then you come around people that are more successful. No matter how successful you get, the more successful you get, you come across. It's funny because I was looking at a video the other day of French Montana. And he was like flossing his chain, but he was standing beside Elon Musk. And it was like, him flossing his chain beside Elon just looked crazy. Like maybe him flossing his chains and stuff like that, if he was standing there by himself, would have come across so like, okay, I get it. But because he was doing it beside Elon Musk, who's a billionaire, you get what I'm saying? It changed the perspective of things. And so if your happiness is built in material things, then there'll always be somebody you can look at and envy, always somebody you can look at and want their life and be jealous of. And so I just want peace in my inside. I just want peace as a person. And it's funny, I always think about the film, I can't remember, and the film about Facebook, I can't remember what it's called, The Social Network or something like that. Yeah. But at the end of the film, Mark Zuckerberg is looking at his old girlfriend's Facebook page. He's created the app, and now he's having to ask to follow her, and she might not accept. And so sometimes, you get big in life, but it's the relationships that you have with the people that really matter to you, that really count in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to look around and feel like nobody's around you that truly loves you, or nobody's around you that you truly love. And so that's why it's good to focus on yourself, so that you have the right people around you, and so that you're the right person for others to have around you. I've just been trying to work on myself to be that person, because you can't control how other people are, but you can control how you are.
That is correct. How do you feel your character building has been going since you purposefully started that journey, would you say?
Very good.
Okay.
I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life right now, because I just feel way more content with me. Do you know what I mean? Like, because so much of my philosophies and ideologies have changed. Like, I'm not being moved by my traumas anymore. So much of who we are is our triggers and our traumas, and we answer things and we address things based on what we've been through. So much of what we do is because of what somebody said to us when we were younger, or things we've been through and stuff like that. I'm trying to shed all of that. Building my relationship with Christ and stuff like that. That's like my primary focus. And I've found that journey to be a more fulfilling journey than the journey chasing money or success could be, because I just feel peace all the time. Like I just feel super chill and relaxed and far more comfortable within myself, and far more honest with myself. And so when you're honest with yourself, it helps you to not hold or harbor any ill towards anybody else, because it's like, yo, I got so much mistakes with me. I got so much messed upness with me. I can forgive other people, because I'm a failure as well. I've failed in ways as well. So sometimes you might not be able to be around people or whatever the case may be, but you can understand that, you know what, we're all humans and we're all trying. Kind of thing. Yeah.
You seem, from the outside looking in, you seem to be a lot more self-reflective in your current state of who you are. You've changed your name on social media, and to some people that's like some people look at it like it's a small thing, but I don't know if that's like something big in terms of you developing your character.
That was very big. That was very big for me, because I didn't think it was something I could do. But once I start because when you build up a brand, you get scared in it. You get scared, like that's who they know. But once I started making serious changes in my personal life, all those outward changes became so much more easier, because I just became a different person. Like my care for what social media thinks now is just way lower than it ever was before.
Wow.
And I'm not on social media as much either. Like I'm just focusing on my real life, and I'm not letting, like, I think about social media sometimes, and it's like, sometimes you might go on social media and you're just scrolling, you're just scrolling down the timeline, and then you see somebody that you haven't thought about in 6-7 years. Now your thought processes are including that person, or you feel to message that person. And it's like, yo, social media changes. Life's not supposed to be that way. You haven't naturally thought about that person in 7 years, And now because social media showed their face to you, your entire day has changed, or your thought process has changed, and you're thinking of different things. And it's like, yo, that's just not supposed to be. Social media will drag you to a place where you never were. And if you keep ingesting things that weren't naturally in your line of vision because social media has forced it there, then it can alter who you are as a person. And and now I see it. So even when I go on social media, I say, I'm not going to let myself be affected by this because I know what this is. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to message that person. I haven't thought about them in months. So why am I going to message them now because I saw a picture? Do you get what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
One of the things as well we've seen from a lot of people, and the reason why I kind of discuss or talk about your character, or wanted to discuss how your character, your character building was going, is because we've seen a lot of people become, successful, famous, popular, and not be able to handle it or handle all the stuff that comes with it. So how do you handle it? And what would you advise others who are feeling that weight of any kind of newly found success?
I've never gotten to feel famous for too long.
Okay.
Because number one, because of my parents.
You said.
So there's a constant reset of relax. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. You're David. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. So there's like every week reset there. But even with my friends, because of how open I am around them, or in general, I'm just a very open person. The mystery isn't there for very long. So even people that come around me that might be gassed at first, because when they're around me, I become so normalized to them that I just get treated regularly. Do you get what I'm saying? So
I'm with you.
Yeah. And I'm not really outside like that. Like, I really like staying in my house. So sometimes
since you got a new house, now you just in the yard.
I literally, like, I've built a place I don't have to leave. Like, literally, I just keep trying to think of new ways to not leave. But so like, because I'm not outside as much, sometimes, like, you go out and somebody might ask you for a picture, but if I'm not experiencing that for a good week or two,
you're not gonna feel it like that.
So I'm grounded and things feel like in real life. And I think that perspective, it's all about perspective, innit? And I've never thought of myself as too big, and I've never thought of myself as too small. So I like to just stay more balanced in my in my thought of myself, and that's what some people don't do, because if you live by their applause, you'll die by their boos. And I've been applauded many times in my career, and in the midst of the applause, you can ask anybody that's been around me, I've said, I'm not going to accept this. I'm not going to get too gassed by this, because this is what people do. Because Charlemagne has a saying that he always says, he says, smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others. Or stupid people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from the mistakes of others. I like to learn from the mistakes of others. I've watched too much people be built up only to be taken down. So I know what social media will do. They'll love you today and hate you tomorrow. Facts. So I don't ground myself in that.
Is that the advice you'd give to someone else as well, in terms of if they're going to be finding some newly found success or whatever it might be? You'd say don't put yourself in, don't make the applause put you too high, and then don't make
and just don't forget that you do things like everybody else. You're around yourself all the time. Look yourself in the mirror and remember that you're a human being, and you have your failures, and you don't let people gas you up so much that you forget that you have failures, and you have shortcomings and stuff like that. All of that stuff.
That's good. My last question to you would be, if someone caught the last section of this video, what would be your lasting encouragement to them?
Well, this is about how to with success, and I think I'll keep it. How to maintain success, and I think I'll keep it the same as I have previously said. You must maintain or gain a certain level of character. You must have a character of consistency. You must have a character of self-awareness and of self-accountability. You must hold yourself to accountability. Because when you're going after certain levels of success, self-governance becomes important. And a lot of people don't know how to self-govern because they've been used to somebody telling them what to do their entire life. And so self-government is difficult because now it depends on you. If you start to build a career where you start working for yourself, you're your boss. So you're the person that will tell you off if you're late in the morning. You understand what I'm saying? And some people take liberties with that because they know they're the boss. They take liberties with themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? I think self-governance is important, self-awareness, self-accountability, and building character. There's no point. Don't even start. Don't even bother starting if you do not yet possess the character. Really search yourself. Really search yourself and ask yourself, what are my triggers? What am I going to blame everything on when it doesn't work out for me? Am I going to say this? Am I going to say that? And decide to destroy all of that and tear all those stuff down and build yourself back up again until you're a version of yourself that will go the distance.
Yeah. David, I appreciate your time, bro. Really
no
do.
Problem.
I know you're a busy man. This has been Conversation with Haych How-To series with the amazing David Whiteley. Go check him out on everything that he's doing. Whether you hear his voice on TV, see him in an advert, see him on a show, whether you see him on Instagram, wherever, Twitter, whatever it is that you see him on, make sure you go check him out and support him as well. We'll have more content coming for you guys very, very soon.